Guys, welcome back to Southern Extreme TV. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on my channel. Today we're going to be talking about an awesome rifle review from Bear Creek Arsenal, their model 202, which is a 1022 version of a 22 Magnum from Bear Creek Arsenal. As always, if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We are trying to grow this family to 100,000 subscribers, and we're on our way, just not quite there yet. But we are talking about the Bear Creek Arsenal 1022 in a 22 Winchester Magnum caliber. Really excited about this rifle from the first time that I heard Bear Creek Arsenal was going to develop this thing. Was really excited about it because it is a very budget friendly 1022 style semi-automatic rifle that packs a whole lot of features for a really affordable price point. Now they manufacture this in a 17 HMR, a 22 LR, as well as the 22 Win Mag, because this is one of the few 22 mags that I've ever shot, which is one of the reasons why I really wanted to test it out, because the 22 Magnum has a lot of advantages over the 22 long rifle, mainly because you're getting a faster bullet, you shoot a slightly heavier bullet, and it's a little bit more well equipped for truly varmint hunting. For some of those larger varmints like a coyote, a fox, raccoons, all the things that a 22 LR can kill at really close distances, the 22 mag can do it a little bit farther distance than what the 22 LR can. Now obviously you're going to be restricted to shooting, you know, smaller game. If you are going to shoot larger game, obviously you want to make sure that it's legal if you're going to be hunting with this caliber. But mainly your smaller varmint type stuff is what you're going to be trying to shoot with this gun. Obviously with it being a 22 rimfire platform, recoil is non-existent, so for your younger shooters, maybe that's upgrading from a pellet rifle, this is a great step up to actually being in a legitimate burning powder burning rifle, to help get them comfortable and help get them into the shooting world. So with that being said, let's talk about kind of the fit, features, finish of the rifle and my initial kind of impressions of it, and then we're going to go into actually shooting this thing and just testing to see if it's going to cycle, and just how it performs in general. So right out of the box and picking it up, you're going to notice that you have a Hogue overmolded stock, which I am a very big fan of. There has been some controversy on kind of the precision rifle guys that really shoot for accuracy on some of your higher caliber rifles with the Hogue and the accuracy that you get from that stock. It's not a precision stock by any means. However, on this type of platform, it is really, really nice because this is a gun that you're going to be carrying potentially in and out of your truck. You're going to be using it to chase varmints, knock varmints down, and having that rubberized feel all the way around the rifle is really, really nice. It just makes it really easy to carry. It makes it really comfortable to carry. And then if you are in a situation where it's really cold outside, that rubber helps insulate your hands a little bit. So it just makes it a little more pleasurable to carry around. You will notice you get a stainless steel barrel. Not only is it a stainless steel barrel, but it is a bull barrel that is threaded on the end. As you can see here, I've got the Huxworks 22 caliber 3D printed titanium suppressor on the end of this. This is the first time that I've actually shot this suppressor, so really excited to test it out on this 22 Magnum. Now the bull barrel, a lot of people can kind of take it or leave it when it comes to rimfire rifles. For me, there's a lot of positivity behind it. Number one, your barrel, it takes it a lot longer to heat up, so you can burn through a lot of 22 Magnum rounds before this barrel starts getting dangerously hot. Number two, it allows you to thread it so that you can put a hush-hush device out here on the end of it, which in today's world, if you are not shooting with one of these devices on the end of your firearm, then you are missing out on a world of fun everything is just so much more pleasurable with a hush device on the end of your rifle. So stainless, obviously it's going to be really resistant to rust, and it's going to be pretty much full weatherproof, which is what I really like. I like having rifles that are either carbon fiber or stainless, because if you're out in harsh conditions or you forget to clean it, like a lot of us are guilty of doing, you're not going to ruin your rifle because you do have that real nice stainless barrel on there. Stock barrel. Now let's get to the action. Again, this is built off of a Ruger 1022 style action, and they actually send you with the rifle, you actually get a rotary magazine that's actually a Ruger magazine. So this is a 1022 style magazine that is fitted for the Magnum. I believe that this specific one will also work with no, it will not. So this one will not work with the 17 HMR. It is 22 Win Mag specific. So it's nice that they send you an actual Ruger rotary magazine. So if you've got, like a lot of us do, if you've got some of these 1022 magazines laying around, you can utilize it in this firearm, obviously as long as you're matching up the correct caliber with the correct magazine. From the most part, I've been doing a little bit of testing with the magazine as far as the loading and unloading of it, and it's functioned really well, and you do get a really clean fit up inside of this gun, which was one thing that I was nervous about, was the fit and finish and how well the action, the trigger, the magazine, all that was going to kind of vibe coming from Bear Creek Arsenal. But they do a really good job, in my opinion, of making this a very functional rifle. Obviously I just slammed that in there, but I can't get it out because of this tripod. But it comes in and out really nice. Obviously I struggled a little bit there, but that's because of this saddle that I got it on. It's overhanging just slightly. We're gonna lay that there because we're gonna load that up here in just a second. The action is really nice and smooth. Obviously you're not talking about a competition style semi-automatic rifle here. We're talking about a semi-auto 1022 style rimfire rifle that is going to MSRP for around $500. So that's the other reason and rationale behind I was really excited about this 202 model, is you get a semi-automatic rifle for around $500. You get the Hogue stock, you get the stainless barrel that is threaded, and you get the Ruger rotary magazine. What is not to love about having all of that built in? Oh, and you also get a built-in Picatinny rail that is part of this one-piece receiver. So that's a really nice feature as well. A lot of 22s that you see on the market, you get the rifle, you get everything there, but then you have to buy a specific Picatinny rail that goes with that 22 model, because a lot of times they just come with those little bitty, just flimsy type rails. So this coming from Bear Creek Arsenal directly with this pick rail already built in is really nice. It allows you to add just about any type of optic that you want on there. Obviously you can see here we have a DNT Zulus. This is the V2 model. This is a daytime scope and a nighttime scope with a built-in IR light and LRF. So really excited that we've got all this paired up for some testing today. So with that being said, let's load up some 22 mag ammo. We've got some Fiocchi 22 Magnum. This is a 40 grain jacketed hollow point, and they're claiming on the box that you're getting right at about 1900 FPS muzzle velocity. So let's knock out a couple of these right quick, get it loaded up into this Ruger magazine, if I can get this case to work. And we're not going to stop recording. We're going to load everything up just because I want this to be a raw impression. I did shoot this thing 1 or 2 times before we came out here just to make sure that it was not necessarily dialed into 0, because this is not really an accuracy test of this rifle. This is really just a fit, finish, feel, and initial testing of this rifle. So just to make sure, we're going to be shooting just some steel. So you'll probably hear the steel ringing around down in there. I am going to record out of this Zulus V2 just so that way you guys can see exactly what it is that I'm seeing through the scope. And let's see what we can make happen. Now this DNT Zulus, if you've not seen the previous reviews that we've done on the V1 model as well as the V2 model, do yourself a favor and go ahead and go check it out. Now, the 2 negatives, I want to talk about the 2 negatives real quick before we shoot the rifle. Number 1 is going to be the weight. because you do have a bull barrel, you are going to have a heavier rifle. However, I would rather substitute the little bit of added weight that you're getting with this bull barrel in lieu of having a pencil barrel that is not threaded out on the end. So you got to deal with a little bit of added weight on this rifle because of the bull barrel, but again, it's not so overbearing that it's going to be a really big deal in my opinion. The other negative that I got about it is the action does not have a hold open feature. And to be honest with you guys, I've actually never shot the original Ruger 1022, which is kind of a rarity, I feel like, in the shooting sport industry to not have ever shot a legitimate Ruger 1022. So I don't know if they've got a hold open feature on the side of their semi-auto action, or if it is just like this one where even after you shoot the last round and it ejects the brass, it does not hold open, so you don't know if you've got another one in there unless you're just counting. So let's load one in. So we are now hot and live. We should be recording through the D&T Zulus right now. And again, we're not going for accuracy. We're really just going to be doing some testing right here to see kind of how it shoots and what all this gun is really about. So first shots, let's see what we can do. All right, so there was a click. We're gonna check. I should be completely out. Let me make sure here. Now, I am getting a little bit of stiffness out of this magazine now, but again, this probably could be from this saddle system that I got. So nope, we did get a jam there. So let's see if we can figure that right there out. So we have no more rounds in the Ruger magazine. So there was the casing that was giving us an issue. Let's see if that was I don't know if that was a rifle issue or if that was a bullet issue. So we're just gonna set that to the side for now. Let's load up a couple more. Now again, this thing is not designed to be a high-end custom style rifle. This is gonna be a budget-friendly varmint and target shooting rifle, and that's what we're testing it out to do. We've got a really cool optic on here, so that's locked back in place. We currently don't have anything loaded in the chamber. Now we do. So that right there is really smooth. So I'm interested to see if, I think that was the last round that we had a feeding issue on. So I'm interested to see if we do have a last round failure again. And if that's the case, it could be something with this rotary magazine where maybe there's not enough spring pressure pushing up onto that next round to get it fed into the action. So let's do a little more testing. Let's do some more shooting. This thing is super fun to shoot. The recoil, only thing you're really feeling on the recoil is actually just the blowback of the action itself. All right, so click there. I feel like that was probably going to be a jam. And I think it's going to be on that exact last one again. So it is. So that's what we're running into there, guys. We're running into a feeding issue on the last round of this gun. Do not believe that that is a gun issue. I believe that that is a magazine issue. And again, it could be something where maybe we just got to break it in. These newer magazines, especially these cheaper rotary magazines, sometimes you have to break those springs in to really get them to feed the way that you want to. And even sometimes on like an AR-15 or AR-10 platform, I have seen some of the cheaper magazines out there. I have seen people struggle with that last round and the amount of tension that's on that spring to get it to feed into the action. So let's see, I bet our suppressor is good and warm. Yeah, a little warm to get that thing. Make sure it's good and tight back on there. So we're gonna go one more series and see what we can do. This thing is really, really fun to shoot. As you can tell when we're shooting, all of our brass is laying right in that general area of where you really want it to be at. So the first rounds are ejecting the way you want them to. We're just having issues with that last feeding round. Click. we'll run into the same issue, I bet. Yep, exact same issue. So that last round is not wanting to feed. That is probably going to be that's definitely going to be a magazine issue, and that is not a Bear Creek issue. That is a Ruger issue. Now, could it be an issue with the way that the gun is trying to feed out of this Ruger magazine? I'm not 100% sure. But to me, I feel like that is a Ruger magazine specific issue. So what we'll do is we're going to reach out to Bear Creek Arsenal, see if they can shoot us another one of these magazines, and we'll do another testing on it. And I'll try to link something down below once I do the other testing with this magazine and see if that solves our issue. But other than that last round feeding, this thing is a absolute blast to shoot. Super good feel to it. You can see how streamlined it is right here. We're clear, just so y'all know there's nothing in here. Really lightweight for what the gun is. It's a shorter barrel, which I like, because in my opinion, a lot of these guns that are being designed and released on the industry nowadays are being designed to be shot with one of these devices out on the end of it. And that's exactly how they designed this bad boy right here. So the hoe grip for me is a big win. I think that's one of the best selling points of this rifle, on top of the stainless steel 22 Magnum bull barrel that is threaded on the end. Just having those two features right there together makes this rifle a really great package. If you guys are looking for something in the market on the rimfire side of things, especially on the semi-auto platform where you got a real streamlined magazine, you know, because that's the one thing that I have heard some people say that they don't like about some of the semi-auto 22s and rimfires on the market today, on today's market, is you get those magazines that stick way down here. With having that rotary magazine, you get this to be really flush, so when you're carrying it through the woods or you're carrying it in your truck, you don't really have a lot of things that's going to be catching right here and getting in the way. So kudos to them on making that happen. And this is just a super comfortable rifle to shoulder. So if you're somebody who likes just walking through the woods, going varmint hunting, you know, doing some plinking around, because again, this is a great training rifle. Even if you're an experienced hunter, getting behind a rifle and just repeating those trigger pulls and putting shots on target, all that's going to make you a better hunter and a better shooter down the line. So this thing right here to me just checks all the boxes for a great budget friendly rifle. Again, the biggest issue we've got is that last round feeding issue. And again, I'll reach out to Bear Creek Arsenal, see if I can get an answer for you guys. Pay attention in the comment section, because as I find out new information from them, I'll drop a comment down below and keep you guys in the loop on that. So with that, if you all have any questions whatsoever, make sure you drop a comment below. I will try my best to answer them to the best of my ability. And if I don't know the answer to them, I'll try to find somebody a lot smarter than me to help us answer that question. So thanks for hanging out. Again, hit that subscribe button, share this video as well. If you're already subscribed, you can help this channel greatly by sharing this video to Facebook, Twitter, all those platforms, because that will help us reach people that don't know about Southern Extreme TV. So thanks for hanging out. I'll see you guys on the next episode.